it's a bird, it's a plane. It's Superman.
This is Dan Jurgen.
This is Jason J. Lewis, the voice of Superman on Justice League Action.
This is Mark Wade, writer of Superman Birthright.
And you're listening to The Krypton Report.
The Krypton Report podcast is dedicated to all things Superman, Supergirl, and the planet Krypton. We discuss movies, TV, game, comics, and all things DC. So join me, Tyler, with my co-host James and Jania.
Hey, welcome to the Krypton Report. It's Tyler, and today we're doing our actor spotlight. It's that time again, that new month, and this month we are looking at Dean Cain, who is known for portraying Clark Kent, aka Superman, on the TV series Superman, Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. I almost like split it up there. So first of all, with Dean Cain, I have met Dean. It was 2018. We went to Pennsylvania and met up with Phil and his family, and we went and met Dean Cain, and it was pretty awesome. Of course, he was the Superman I grew up with, and it was a nice time. Got my picture taken, got to meet him, and it was a really exciting time. Nice, friendly man. I enjoyed talking to. There's some really great interview podcasts with Dean Cain over on the Comic Book Central podcast, one of my favorite podcasts to check out. So without further ado, let's dig into just some history and everything about Dean Cain. All right. So first of all, Dean Cain was born Dean George Cain, July 31st, 1966. He's an American actor, producer, television presenter, and a former professional football player, which I thought was interesting when I first learned that. When I grew up, like I said, I knew him from Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, but also from the Ripley's Believe It or Not show. He lived in Mount Clemens, Michigan. He's the biological son of Roger Tanaka, a U.S. serviceman, and actress Sharon Thomas. As he was born Dean George Tanaka. Through his biological father, Cain is of partially Japanese descent, with the rest of his ancestry being Welsh, Irish, and French Canadian. Cain has said of his biological father, whom he never met, "He's not the kind of man I want to be. He was an unfaithful husband, not much of a father." Soon after Dean's birth, his mother moved him and his older brother Roger to Los Angeles to pursue an acting career. In 1969, Sharon later married film director Christopher Cain, who adopted Dean and Roger. The couple moved to Malibu, California, and later had a daughter, Chrisianda. Cain attended Santa Monica High School, where he was excelled at sports. Among his schoolmates were Charlie Sheen, who played on the same baseball team as Cain, and they were children, as well as Rob and Chad Love. Cain graduated from high school in 1984 and attended Princeton University, where he starred as a free safety on the football team. He set a Princeton season record with 12 interceptions in 10 games during the 1987 season, and finished his collegiate career with 22 interceptions in 30 games. During his senior year, Cain was awarded the John P. Pope Richard W. Kosman Jr. Football Trophy. He dated actress Brooke Shields while at the university, and Cain graduated in 1988 with a Bachelor's of Arts in History. His senior thesis was titled "The History and Development of the Functions of the Academy of Motion Pictures of Arts and Sciences." After graduating, Cain signed on as a free agent with the NFL's Buffalo Bills, but a knee injury during the training camp ended his football career prematurely. That's why I didn't know he played professional football, because it was during training camp. While little hope of returning to sports, Cain turned to screenwriting, then acting, shooting dozens of commercials, including a volleyball-themed spot on Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, and appearing on popular television shows like Grapevine, A Different World, and Beverly Hills 90210. Busy man. In 1993, the good old year, Cain took on the biggest role to date as Superman in the television series Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. At the height of his popularity, the program would bring in an average of at least 15 million viewers per episode. The series ran for 4 seasons. There's a really cool story I remember reading about in '97 on the Warner backlot of Dean Cain playing basketball with George Clooney at the time. So it really was Superman and Batman playing basketball together. In '98, Cain started the Angry Dragon Entertainment producing company with TBS station for Ripley's Believe It or Not. He did several films: The Broken Heart Club, Rat Race, Out of Time, and Bailey's Billions. In 2004, he portrayed Scott Peterson in the made-for-television movie The Perfect Husband, the Lacey Peterson story. He appeared in recurring roles as Casey Manning in the television series Lost Fates. Cain made a return to Superman franchise when he was on Smallville as Dr. Curtis Knox, which would later be retconned to being one of the aliases for Vandal Savage. And it was a cool episode, but having Cain as the villain was kind of weird. I much rather would have had Dean Cain come in and play like Jor-El. He has more of that Jor-El look to me. There's never been a great casting of Jor-El. It's true. It's true. And then again, in a recurring role in Supergirl as the title character's foster father, Jeremiah Danvers. He's also was the star of the VH1 hit series Hit the Floor as Pete Davenport, who's the head coach of a fictional NBA team and has an illegitimate daughter who's a cheerleader. He was ranked number 33 on VH1's 40 hottest hotties of the 90s. Ooh, the 90s. So Cain has done quite a bit. I mean, he's done a lot of, he's done a lot of television work, okay? And we've seen that a lot. He appeared in Comic Book Men, which was the show that I was on that was cut. My part, which sucked, but whatever. He's done a lot of like Hallmark type films and a lot of crappy direct-to-video movies. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, right? Seen a couple things, others that you did, and I was like, yeah, pretty bad. Dean is a registered Republican, became an independent. He felt the Republican Party not fully represent his views. And, he is known for speaking his mind on his political views. And in 2018, Cain was elected on the board of directors for the National Rifle Association. Some of his films include, let's just look at these. A film direct video. Out of Time, that's interesting he was in that. I forgot that it has Denzel Washington in it. So anything in here that's not like it's a complete one of those. But you know what? He gets to act and enjoy his time, and what makes him happy. So really, all that matters is he enjoys what he does. I mean, if you have the chance, why not, right? I did like, though, this is to bring up, in the DC Superhero Girls Hero of the Year animated film, he did voice Jonathan Kent, which I thought was great. I love that kind of synergy there. He's always been busy, he's always been acting, and he's always been present in some. So, it's not to say that Dean never really stopped doing anything. Done a lot of TV movies. Nothing wrong with that. The Dog Who Saved Christmas. Yeah, watch that with the kid. What was it? It's like one Dog Who Saved Halloween or so. I don't. Let's find some more trivia about here. And get some Mindy McGrady, country singer in '97. Interesting. A member of the Zeta Pi fraternity in North America. Yes, that makes sense. Homes in Malibu, Aspen, Colorado, and see, that's what happens when you just keep working and enjoy your time. In May of 2005, he visited soldiers in Iraq with Kelly Hu and Amanda Swinston. Cool. Dean Cain is the shortest actor to play Superman on any live-action TV show or movie. And let's find out how. He's only like 6 foot. I used to know all this. Yeah, Dean Cain is exactly 6. And if I remember right, Tyler Heckman is exactly 6 foot 2. Or 6 foot, should I say, also. So I wonder if there's some discrepancy there. But let's see. Personal quotes by Mr. King. He was on Larry King when he said, "Yes, I would. Absolutely. Any woman that can have a bikini painted on and have you believe it's a really bikini is okay by me." When asked by Larry King if he would date a painted woman. I don't really go down one path. I wouldn't call myself a Buddhist or a Catholic or a Christian or a Muslim or Jewish. I couldn't put myself into any organized faith. I think that's pretty deep. You know, often Jenny and I have talked about how you can share beliefs and faith with people. And the problem is everyone wants to put you in these nice little boxes. And it can get really difficult because not everyone fits into a box. Nice, well labeled. But, you know, that's our quick just history on Dean Cain. I do enjoy his work, and his Clark and Lois and Clark does a special place in my heart. Being the first Superman I ever got to meet was definitely an awesome experience. So remember.
Look up in the sky.
I want to invite you to check out the Krypton Report Patreon. For $1 a month, you can hear exclusive content. We have discussions on movies or other comics or stuff that's going on in pop culture. We have guest appearances, and we have plenty of fun times. We also have movie commentaries that we like to do. It's one of our favorite things to do. So check that out. It's just $1 a month. It's chump change, you know, it just helps us keep the podcast going. We're not here to make, you know, money off and get rich. It's just nice to have a little help, you know, to pay the bills here. So $1 a month, come join us on our Patreon. Krypton Report, patreon.com.
And if you want to have a good time, keep listening to the Krypton Report.
If you're enjoying this podcast, here's some of our favorite podcasts to check out. Digging for Kryptonite, The Aspiring Kryptonian, Superman the Animated Podcast, The Last Sons of Krypton, The Geek of Steel, The All-Star Superfan Podcast, It All Comes Back to Superman, and Superboy Legacy, Supergirl Radio, and of course, always hold on to Smallville. Check all those out, enjoy those supercasts, and remember, keep listening. The Krypton Report is a Tears production. We thank you for listening and enjoying, and please support us on our Patreon account, our TeePublic store, and check out our social media. Always remember to look up in the sky.